Hi, and welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Let's get into it, shall we?
So, a few thoughts. In this first episode, we were introduced to Baby Jinx. She's adorable. She is the blonde who we first come to see taking a bunch of schmugs, all different colors and varieties and sorts. You think he would have been a little bit more attuned, given the situation that happened at the end of season 1 with Louis and Claudia. Anywho, he takes her up in the midst of him fully coming out into his vampire self and essentially drains her. She dies, we see her soul, and it reveals that vampires can see souls. Some of them have that gift. It's in the book. It tells Lestat that essentially he's going in a big cycle, a big circle, and he does the same thing over and over again. She's not wrong, but I think she is most definitely an op. Had it not been for her, he would not have been in a schmug-induced state and wouldn't have had schmeck's legs. She also warns him that they're coming for him while she's in her soul state. Right after their little encounter in the elevator, we see the Fang Gang, aka the Tooth Team. They could have kept all that. Side note, Russ's pelvic floor is one to be rivaled. They feel as though he is breaking all of the rules, and they've also succumbed to whatever's in that book. And so now they want to recreate the old laws, and they're reborn. Girl. He ultimately defeats them. However, in the books, it does put Baby Jinx along with another character that we met in season 1, Bruce. Bruce. He traumatizes and hurts Claudia in the worst way, and we know a little bit about it, but not the full story. Big clue, though, is when the Fang Gang invites Lestat over to their house, they say they have a farm under the floorboards. Claudia was kept under the floorboards. We've seen a teaser where Louis is in a white tank top standing in front of Bruce. He's full of blood, and yeah, so it's about to go down. The fact that when Lestat gets off the elevator, she stays on and leaves, and the Fang Gang Tooth Team are right there to strike, just makes it simple to me. I could be wrong. What are your thoughts? Side note, the way all his exes are strung on him centuries later, it's definitely a vodka bottle. Second episode of season 3, Interview with the Vampire, aka the Vampire Lestat. That was a lot. It was a lot. I'm ready for next week already. Okay, so here's just my little theory that's been kind of floating in my mind. So we have Gabriella. She is a vampire's vampire. Like, she is ruthless, and she will do what she got to do to get what she needs to get. When they are in the gentleman's club and having ping pongs and whatnot, we get to see a little bit of her powers, how she was choking the guy out at the bar without using her hands. Anybody saw that? Yes. She mentioned something in that club, and she was talking about one of the dancers being predatorial, and that she would make a good candidate for one of the vampires in the conversion, in the great conversion, that we're actually stepping forward to. Her being her, and knowing what I know about Akasha, do you think that Gabrielle will play some pivotal role in the awakening of Akasha in order to contribute to the great conversion? What do you think? Now, the Gabrielle storyline is weird. I know some people say it's, that's what they did back then. Did they? I mean, it happened. So just because something is common doesn't make it normal. Let's chew on that one. To me, Lestat is only really going along with this out of a desperate need to be loved and accepted by her, because she was not very connected to her kids at all. So looking at the situation then, and then hearing them have the conversation while they were sitting out and reminiscing and catching up, you could see this desperate need that Lestat has for her, and the absolute abandonment of any kind of parental feelings that she has for him. I believe the word is apathy. I am super excited to see where they take this storyline. I also noticed something, that when they were in the show, and Gabriella's in the audience and just looks up at Louis, it's her face just looks like one of jealousy. So I'm interested to see if they kind of go towards that storyline within that story. What do you think? Now, can we get into the way Lestat stopped time, or at least slowed it down, and flies over on the cloud gift to Louis with this look and the voice? Boy, you could sing, Sam. Period. Was eating it up. I want somebody to fly to me. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, not really, but I want somebody to fly to me and just sing me a song and be doing runs. Okay. And then Louis looking at him so lovingly like, oh, I love you. Yes, honey, that's how you get him. You let him know. And then, boom, you got the book. Now let me show you. I got distracted. I tried to write you the most prettiest song in the world, but I got distracted because you was lying on my name, Louis. I ain't gonna forget that. I love that we are seeing it through Lestat's view and to see the differences in personalities. For instance, when they're in the meeting about the hotel being crashed and, trashed, to see Louis in that room and being so dismissive of Lestat and very stoic and almost arrogant is kind of funny, because when we saw in season 1 and 2, Louis' perspective on Lestat, it was not necessarily a similar personality, but it was far more brash than the Lestat we're seeing now in this story. So it is true, the one who is authoring the story ultimately can control the narrative and how it can be perceived, and so it's very interesting to me, and I'm really kind of pumped to see how that all plays out. What do you think? I really love the dinner scene where Louis and Daniel are chatting it up, and we get a little peek into Daniel's experience in vampirism. And it's funny, the first episode, Lestat is like, oh, you're dealing with transitional trauma, and he kind of like, dusts that off. But to Louis, he does kind of open up a bit and let him know what's really happening. It's obvious that he and Louis, after all that time in Dubai, do have a special relationship where Daniel feels safe to be able to share a little bit more than he would with anybody else. But when Raglan popped off, baby, that was hilarious. Also, let's think about this. In Louis' recollection of the story, or as we're seeing it in Dubai with Raglan and Daniel, Raglan's accent wasn't that insane. It was rather normal. But now we have Rashid. It was terrible. It was hilarious. We do get to see Louis get that get back for Claudia, okay, with Bruce, because he had it coming and it's been taking way too long to go ahead and handle that. And I think we're gonna see Baby Jinx pop up somewhere around that as well, because his name is Killer, her name is Kill Her. Remember that tattoo on the back of the neck? We were right. I wonder if we're gonna see her in episode 3. Hey, so episode 2 with the interview with the vampire was indeed very eventful and quite illuminating. I love the flashbacks. I love being able to see Lestat prior to his vampirism, and then also see his childhood. I do love that as we come to present day, we get to see the band's reaction, which is what you would think anybody would react to when you see somebody jump out, drain somebody, and then, right in front of everybody, and then gently fly away out of the window, which was great. It's funny though that the band, even though they were all protesting everything, each individual one saw the benefits of staying with it. Unfortunately, younger brother had to go ahead and boot scoop and get on his way. I feel like he's gonna come back. I don't think this is the end of his character in the show, especially with him being the most talented. But he's gonna have to work that out, which I would totally understand. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you like and subscribe.